Buff Nation, what up? To all my BWBs, my bandwagon buffs who don't care that you're a bandwagon buff, what's going on? Happy Monday, guys. Welcome to TLP Sports Club. You are now watching TLP Live Monday Night Football. I am your host, Harry Billion. Welcome to the show, guys. I appreciate you joining me tonight, whether you're watching the live or you're seeing it on the repost after we go live. I appreciate you tuning in. I do say we are bandwagon buffs around here. If you are new to Colorado and you are a new Colorado fan, don't let nobody shame you on social media. If they say, oh, how long you been a Buff fan? Say, don't even worry about it. I'm a Buff fan now. That's what it is. That's what it's going to be. You heard what I'm saying? That's right. All right, guys, you can also cop your BWB gear right here on this here YouTube channel. If you're not seeing this on YouTube, you're seeing this somewhere else on X or somewhere else, guys, make sure to go over to the YouTube channel and cop your BWB gear because you don't care. Today's show is a unique show, as you guys know. We are following Colorado's path, or we are trying to see a path to Colorado actually getting into that Big 12 championship and winning that Big 12 championship. Well, I don't know about winning, but let's just say getting to the Big 12 championship. That's what we've been doing in these last couple of weeks. We're going to continue on that path today. And as you can see on the thumbnail, if you are seeing the thumbnail, we're going to be dealing with OSU today. All right, Oklahoma State University, guys. That's who we're dealing with today. We're looking at Oklahoma. We're looking at our schedule. We're taking the rankings. CBS Sports ranked the Big 12 teams from top to bottom. We are taking the teams that we play from top to bottom. Actually, we're taking all of the teams that have been ranked, and we are going down the 16-team line, and we're seeing how what path that Colorado have to get to that Big 12 championship. Now, it ain't going to be easy. It ain't an easy feat, but we believe here at TLP Sports Club and other people, I think Joe Klatt as well, other people do believe that Colorado does have a slim chance. I don't know how slim that is, but Colorado does have a chance to get into that Big 12 championship. So that's what I've been doing here. I've been going over each team and kind of looking at, and I'm taking a look at their schedule so I can show you where Colorado may be able to squeak out, you know what I'm saying, a visit to that Big 12 championship. It is possible. It's very hard, but it's possible. And that's what we'll be looking at in this here show. Now, obviously, it is Monday Night Football. I'm going to give you some updates. If there's any updates on the streets of Colorado, anything going on within Colorado's spectrum recruiting wise, if there's anything, we'll go over that. We'll talk about it, guys, in this here show. But today we're talking about Oklahoma State. All right, we're going to be talking about the Oklahoma State team, and we're going over their schedule and see how we think they're going to fare out. All right, guys. But guess what, man? It's Monday Night Football, so you can also join the conversation right there on your screen. If you look right over here, you'll see jointlplive@gmail.com. That's how you call into the show, guys. You just email me. Send me an email to that email list, guys, to that email, and I will send you a link. You click on that link, you come onto the show, and we can discuss the different topics that we are talking about tonight, especially Oklahoma State. You can also write down that email if you're going to call in again, guys. If you know there's a show you want to call in when the topics get hot and you want to call in, you want to have your voice heard on that conversation, guys, go ahead and write down that email because sometimes I have to take it off the screen because it's blocking things that I have to show you on the screen. So, all right, guys. So, jointlplive@gmail is right there. jointlplive@gmail.com. That is the email for you to email us and join the show. But I'm not sure if there's that much going on. I haven't really heard anything big that's going on. We know that Colorado has signed 2 linemen. All right, Colorado has signed 2. And if I was to do like a average weight on those 2 linemen, they're actually 330 pounds, guys. 330 pounds linemen. One is 6'4", one is 6'8". I'm like, Colorado, and these are offensive linemen, and this is for the 2025. This is for the 2025 class. So right after Shador and his crew, right after they leave, we're going to be bringing in some hogs. Okay, so really big guys. We're bringing them into Colorado because now we are recruiting from the inside. All right, from the inside, the trenches. We're recruiting from the inside out, which is a great thing for Colorado football because Colorado football used to be known for smash mouth football. Our line used to be great. We used to give everybody that we played, we used to give them a hard time. We at least used to compete back in the day. But it's been a while since we've been able to compete. So now we are just, you know what I'm saying? So now we are just getting our juju back. All right. Juno, it's perfect timing. All right, so anybody that's watching, guys, have you heard anything on through the grapevine? Have you heard anything on these streets of Colorado? I haven't heard anything other than the two linemen that we didn't sign, but we actually got commitments for. So if you guys know anything, or even after you're watching, if you're watching in the post live, let us know. Drop it in the comments. Anything that I've missed or anything that I haven't heard of. Maybe you heard it on other channels. Maybe my AI information retrieval spectrum or mechanism is not really up to date. I think it's pretty up to date. I think it's minute by minute, but I could be wrong. So if you've heard anything, if you've seen or heard anything anywhere else on any other channel through any of the other CU channels, please go ahead and put that in the comments, or you can put it in the chat while we are here. All right. But tonight, like I said, we are about to discuss CU's opponent. Yes, we do play them this year. Oklahoma State. We're going to discuss them now, guys. We're going to get into the conversation. And this one is quite interesting because let me see. Let me just put this information here. Give me 1 second, guys. Have y'all heard anything? Let me say hi to my guys that are actually here. Monday Night Football. Hey, Tennis, what's going on with you? TR, what's up? I hope you are monetized because they have commercial in your live chats. Yes, that is correct. I am monetized. The channel has been monetized for over a year now. This is actually how I make my living. So yes, I do appreciate you. Peter Investor, how you doing today? Hope all is well. But yes, the channel is definitely monetized, and I did click on that button to have the commercials come up because I am monetized, and this is how I eat. So hopefully the commercials are not too many. All right. Hey Peter, any investment tips you want to drop on here as entertainment? Anything new in crypto that you heard, or you're like a traditional investor? Anything new that people should be aware of for entertainment purposes only? All right, so let's see here. Give me one moment, guys. We are about to dig into the show. All right, guys, so let's go. So the Oklahoma State is one of our Big 12 competitions this year. And just like let's see, just like Utah, Oklahoma State is actually being preseason ranked number 4. All right. So we are being ranked number 4. Not we, but Oklahoma State is being ranked number 4. Let me put that on your schedule. We're about to go through their schedule right now. We're about to go through Oklahoma State's schedule, and so we can look at them and see how in the world we're gonna get through Oklahoma State. All right, give me one moment. Let's share this with you guys. Put that on your screen. I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so Peter says he's a long-term investor. You can do long-term investment for crypto too, right? I think. All right, so here we go. All right, guys. So this is how it's been like for the last couple of weeks, or for the last couple of shows that we've had. The Big 12 power rankings for 2024. We got number one. We've already dealt with Utah. We went over Kansas State. All right. We also went over Kansas. That was the last one. So today is going to be Oklahoma State. And here's a little bit of information about the Oklahoma State Cowboys. The Cowboys pulled together one of Mike Gundy's best coaching jobs yet, overcoming a loss to South Alabama and surging to the Big 12 title game. The Pokes rank among the league's leaders in returning production. All right. Returning production is one of those key points. It's one of those key things. If you did good the season prior, returning your production is so key in this NIL, this new NIL written college football landscape. You got to bring back the guys, all right? Because synergy is important. I mean, I don't know what percentage of synergy or camaraderie and knowing your guys and playing next to the guys that you're familiar with. I don't know what percentage of that holds, that kind of has on college football and to you actually winning more games. But it's very important. We learned that through our last season. All right. So now, however, Oklahoma State went 5-1 in one-score games during its run to 10 wins. The past several years are littered with Big 12 finalists that rode close games. Hold on, what does it say? With Big 12 finalists that rode close game luck to Arlington, Texas, that disappointed in similar spots the next season, including 2021 Iowa State, 2022 Baylor, and 2023 TCU. The Cowboys hope to avoid the same fate. So the Cowboys have been very close. They've been very close the last couple of years. All right. 2021, Iowa State beat them. 2022, it was Baylor. It's like, it's crazy, right? 2022, Baylor. And then like now it's like Baylor's like at the bottom of the Big 12. I have no idea what that's about. But actually, I do have some ideas because I do make videos telling you what transpired to get them to fall that low. And then TCU obviously was 2023, where they went and they got smacked by the Georgia Bulldogs in the Natty game. So what that's telling me, based on the fact that they are bringing a lot of their people back, right? They rank at the top of the league, or yes, they're ranking. They're bringing back a lot of production. So that means they're right there. When we meet them, what are the implications for when you hear information like that? What does that mean when we meet them? That's what we're going to look at tonight. So we like to comb through the fine details so you can see, what that really means. All right. And I got to bring my guys on tonight so that they can help me out. And I appreciate DC for joining the show. Hey, DC, man, thank you for joining the show tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fine, Harry. How about you, man?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Please go ahead. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I was saying I'm doing fine, brother. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I had a pretty good week, a pretty nice weekend. You said you was going to grill. Did you end up grilling?
I did not end up grilling because my son he had to work. He so he was not able to come by. But I say, hey, 4th of July, and then all from the 4th, 5th, 6th, I'm gonna throw something down. So it's gonna be all good.
Oh, okay. And I was asking you about grilling, and man, my brain is something's wrong with my brain. It was actually my son's birthday weekend, and we were going to we were going to a restaurant that we had all planned. We planned this whole thing, and I have forgotten that this was going. I'm telling you, my light is right here. My light is so bright on me that it's like, yo, my brain just freezes when I can't, man. It wasn't until I got off the show then I realized I was like, oh shoot, I'm thinking about grilling, but it's my son's birthday dinner. And I got family coming from out of town, and I was like, okay, glad I didn't make no, no promises to nobody. That was crazy. Oh man.
Oh, I get it, bro. I get it.
Let's bring on Tennis. We're about to get into this schedule. Let's bring on Tennis. Tennis like to, join the show and give us his wisdom. Tennis, how you doing, brother? Thank you for calling to the show. I appreciate you, brother.
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
You sound like you're way back there, but yeah, we can barely hear you.
Okay, I'll get even closer.
Yeah, come closer.
Excuses. The first, you two get on. The first thing I hear is the excuse of why you didn't do something. I hope that doesn't happen throughout the whole year. I hope this isn't going. What it's going to be like the whole year with CU, man. Excuses.
Well, I don't know if it's us that's got the excuses. Hopefully, CU ain't got no excuses, right?
Also, later on in the show, I got some good news for you guys. I've had a reassessment, and DC, you're going to love it, brother.
You're going to love it. So you got some great news for us, huh?
Yeah, hopefully. I sent you an email. I hope you got it. I sent you an email, but this was the only email I had. So
yeah, you did send me. You sent me an email. I opened it. I forgot what it was about, but I did get an email from you.
Once again, excuses.
I'll be multitasking, man. I'm multitasking. I'm a content creator, so I stay busy.
I forgive you.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let's deal with this whole. Let's deal with their schedule, man. Hey, DC, how well do you know OSU?
Bro, matter of fact, I have been studying this team today, past couple of days. I've really been digging in, so I'm ready to go on this team.
Okay. Any nuggets that you picked up that you wanna let us know before we go deep into this one?
Oklahoma State has one of the most senior lines in college football, definitely within the Big 12. So you are returning a monster of a line.
Oh man! All right,
offensive line that is. Well, understand this: you don't get a 2,000-yard rusher if you can't block. And their quarterback though I know Shadur threw for around 320, and we talked about Alan Bowman, that's the quarterback at Oklahoma State, him having 14 interceptions and 15 TDs, but he was ranked the 38th with a QBR, which Shadur was in the 60s, and I'm not saying Shadur is a better quarterback. Let me make sure I'm stating that first. But when you have a quarterback that's got more yards than Shadur, I need y'all to understand this says that he doesn't have the touchdown, like he had 15 touchdowns for 14 interceptions. But when you have a 2,000-yard back, it tells me he's good enough to move the ball down the field. And then when you get in the red zone, that with that line and that running back, it's like playing what's called phone booth football, where you are just pushing folks around and all kind of stuff. So the team, deceptively, you can look at it because when they first started the year, they tried to do all this wide open stuff. And that's why South Alabama, which my son went to South Alabama. That's how South Alabama got them. But when they made it more so of a phone booth type football, that quarterback doesn't have to beat you. And the scary thing is, if they can do that, they can keep your best weapon, which is Shadur, on the bench. I still think it's going to be a great game. It's just that I would not underestimate this team at all. So let's cook.
Yeah. At this point, bro. At this point in this schedule, I don't know that underestimation should even come up at all. I don't think CU has the luxury to underestimate anybody on our schedule, because the way that the schedule is stacked up, I mean, even the daggone FCS team, we can't even underestimate. Hey, Tennis, did you have any opportunity to do any spying on this team? Anything you want to share before we get too deep into this?
Yeah, well, if you remember, I did on all of the schools we're going to play this year. I did an assessment on them earlier, so I'm still trying to. I'm remembering. Let me tell you what I remember. That OSU did win a bowl game this year, didn't it? I think they won a bowl game last year, rather. Last year. Did they?
I
they
haven't gotten to
played.
OSU yet. I don't know if they won a bowl game yet, but that you.
No,
I mean, they're very close. I mean, they've been championship material for a while now, according to the information we got right here.
Well, they beat Texas A&M. They beat Texas A&M in the bowl game.
In the bowl game, they did. So having a 10 game winning season, I knew they had to be in the bowl game from what I remember. Because remember, I did an assessment on all of them. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. But they're going to be returning some a lot of key players. Have like DC said, having a 2,000-yard runner. I mean, obviously they can block. Some of the challenges some of the things that's going to be on the upside for us, I think that our defense is going to probably eat that quarterback up a little bit, going to eat his lunch a little bit. By all means, I'm with you guys that I don't think we should, look at them as an easy win. It's going to be a tough game because you got to remember.
They're 10-2. You can't look at them as an easy win at all.
Well, look, you also looking at Oklahoma. Them boys in Oklahoma play them Texas boys, and every time they play is always a tough game. However, we have a lot of boys from Florida. We have a few guys from Texas that's on our team next year. I think that so it's gonna be a really, really good game, and we played them like pretty close to the end of the season. I'm looking at the schedule here, and so I'm thinking they're not going to have any surprises. Whatever the data say they can do was already been proven that they can do it.
All right, Willie. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get deep into it. Let's go. Let's dig into this 2024 schedule. We have South Dakota State, the Jack Rabbits, where I'm going to just give it to them for South Dakota State. I guess it's like a thing now. Everybody kind of schedules the first game to be an easy opponent that they want to kind of get their schedule started with an easy opponent. You agree, guys?
Yes. That's why here I'm going to keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. That's why you hear me saying with Colorado, please don't let whoever fire the person that helped. I know the Big 12 gave you the schedule, but whoo, that's all I'm gonna say. That's more of a cupcake. That is more of a cupcake game. South Dakota.
Let me throw a little bit of a thing in here, right? A little bit of fighting words here. So South Dakota State is now the new darling in that whole FCS rivalry thing, right? But I'm not part of the constituents or the fan base of the, of Oklahoma, or Oklahoma State. But are they talking the same way that we're talking and people are talking about us when they're saying, "Oh my gosh, don't," they're putting so much emphasis on the fact that South Dakota State or North Dakota State, which is our first opponent, has championship pedigree. Do y'all think the same argument is happening with South Dakota State because they do have championship pedigree, or is it just us when it comes to Colorado? That's when we need to be afraid. But Oklahoma should handle them easily, or what do you think about that?
I think Oklahoma's going to handle them easily because even though there can be some surprises, No, that's not what I'm talking about, Willie. The question I'm asking is, how people put so much emphasis on Colorado and North Dakota State, right? Yeah.
I want to know, why is it that we're not, is it because I'm not a part of that fan base, or is there the same kind of talk where people are talking about North Dakota State and Colorado need to be careful, are they saying the same thing about Oklahoma State being careful with South Dakota State?
So let me say this. Go ahead, Willie.
No, go ahead. You got it.
They won the FCS title last year. So when I say they are going to beat
the last couple of years,
yeah, let me make sure I'm saying this because I need to clarify.
Yeah.
Do I think this is an easy game? No, I do not think this is an easy game. The only thing I give the edge is because the size and the continuity of their line for Oklahoma State and that running back. That is it. Other than that, if they did not have that running back or that line, I would sit there. This one is going to be a dogfight, though. I mean, there's no question. I would tell y'all all the games to watch this weekend, that first weekend, this probably will be a great game to watch.
I agree.
But it ain't going to be a cakewalk. I would say that by far.
Right. Let me see. But the question is are they talking the same talk? Is there any heat on this Oklahoma State, the South Dakota game, like the kind of heat they keep talking to? Because y'all remember the guy from ESPN saying they should fire Colorado's scheduling person for scheduling North Dakota State. Excuse me. Is that the same conversation we're having for the person that scheduled South Dakota State versus Oklahoma State, or are we? Is it that Oklahoma State is a better team overall that the conversation is mute?
No,
is that fair to say?
I think Oklahoma State's going to give them a challenge, but you got to remember, North Dakota has always risen to the occasion.
South Dakota.
I'm sorry, South Dakota.
This is South Dakota State. They're the new darlings in the FCS.
Oh, they're not proven yet. They're not going to stand a chance against Oklahoma State. Nah,
let me remind you.
I know.
They are the new darlings in the FCS. They have actually won the FCS the last couple of years.
That's it. But yeah, they're still new to the game. They just moving up.
The line for South Dakota State and Oklahoma State is like 9.5 plus in favor of Oklahoma. So I mean, mine is for Oklahoma State. So basically, meaning the Oklahoma State is favored to win that game. But you got to look at it. The reason part of that is because Oklahoma State was the runner-up for the Big 12 champion last year. So they do have a more robust team. With Colorado gets what they get. It's because while Colorado got some great players, individual pieces, the trenches, you can't just get good players. They also have to play as a unit. And so that's probably why Colorado's not getting that major respect right off the bat. But Colorado is still an 8.5 favorite against North Dakota State. So that's still good.
Okay.
So the difference, how many points is that difference? What, like 1 point or something?
1 point.
Yeah.
1 point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I would say, we can get our respect. The Razorbacks. What do we know about the Razorbacks as far as, and they're going to be playing? Wait. Hold up. Okay. So Bone Pickens is where Oklahoma State plays at.
Yes.
Stillwater, Oklahoma. All right. So. So what do we know?
Bone picking.
What do we know about the Razorbacks as far as, how much heat they're going to bring to this game?
So Arkansas lost their starting quarterback, KJ Johnson, to UCF. So they're having a new signal caller. They have not been good. Their coach is on the hot seat like none other. They also lost their running back coach to, I believe that was Baylor. And Colorado got one of the running backs. And as a matter of fact, Oklahoma State got one of their good running backs. So,
wait, we got somebody from the Razorbacks?
Yeah. Well, you got a fast running back. You got Colorado got. I got to give them props on that. I forgot what his name is, but that dude got some speed. He got wheels. If you let him break the edge on you, it's done. He's smoking you.
Yeah. I heard about him. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I don't know about Arkansas's record from last year. I don't know how good they did last
I
year,
think it
but
was 4-8. Something like it was horrible.
okay. So they were kind of like Colorado. They're rebuilding. So at this point, I would say I'm giving this game to the Cowboys. How do you guys have it?
Agreed.
I agree. Yes,
All
sir.
right, so they're going 2-0 into Saturday, September 14th. We are looking at Tulsa the Golden Hurricanes, and it's Tulsa Group of 8. What do we know? Where is Tulsa at?
Group of 5. They're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Matter of
Group
fact,
of 5.
Coach
That's a
Gus
group of 8.
Malzahn.
Group of 5.
You're right. Yeah. I believe he coached at Tulsa. Tulsa does have a pretty decent offense, but Oklahoma State wins that one by
Oklahoma State
I would
wins
say
this one.
14 points
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. Traditionally, Tulsa haven't really had a super team during the year. They've struggled and in and out, but they haven't been a good team. They've been decent, but they were one of those teams that they could move up and beat you, but they're not good. I'm gonna take them.
So they are in the American They are in the American League, right? So
Yeah.
all right. So it looks like their schedule is not that strong. I'm giving this game to Oklahoma State. All right. So they are 3-0. They are 3-0. Moving on to the Utah Utes. That's so yeah. Oklahoma is 3-0. They're going to Utah Utes. The Utah Utes are actually the favorite to actually win the Big 12 championship. This is going to be a slugfest, just like the Colorado versus Utah game is going to be a slugfest. How do you have this, Willie?
That's a good one. Utah versus
the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Oklahoma State. Okay, let me see. That's going to be a good game. Utah's tough. Like I said, Oklahoma State ain't no pushover. So it's going to be a tough one. I'll give this one to. Oh, wow. You got me on that one.
While Willie is thinking, I just want to let everybody know. I want to remind everybody that's watching, that's listening. I do have a new series where I'm previewing each opponent from our schedule. All right. And I want to say salute to Brian Howell at buffzone.com. I'm actually dropping a video for each team, and I'm telling you the key components. That's basically what we're doing here. We're doing the key components to each opponent. All right, the key things to watch out for, the things that you need to, the players you need to watch out for, whether it's a coaching staff or there's anything that's instrumental on that team that you need to look out for. I'm dropping videos for each opponent for Colorado on the Colorado schedule. The first one that I did, and I just dropped it maybe like 30 minutes before this live. I just dropped it. That's going to be Kansas State. And there's so much detail and so much rich research that when I'm doing these videos, I'm having so much fun with them. So if for like discussions like tonight, you watch those videos either tonight or any other discussions that come up during the season, or even like right before the game, if you want to know, hey, who's on this team that I need to look out for, those videos are really good for that. So you definitely want to go watch those videos. But that's exactly what we're doing tonight. All right, DC, how do you have Utah versus Oklahoma?
Yes, baby. I'm talking to my daughter. I was on mute. So here's the thing. That's a pick 'em. Here's the strength. Utah has a better QB. Oklahoma State has a better runner. Oklahoma State has a better offensive line. Utah has a better defensive line. So now that comes to a point of you almost getting to phone booth football again. If that's going to be the case, I have to give the edge to, because Cam Rising can be explosive. And I think they have a running back good enough to win. So I would have to give the edge to Utah on this one. I think that probably line is going to open up at 2.5 on that one. I think that is it's a field goal win.
So for a lot of people that don't know Utah, this is Utah skinny right here, guys. When quarterback Cam Rising is in the lineup, the Utes rank amongst the best teams in college football. Excuse me, posting a 19-6 record with 2 conference championships. Rising's knee would be the biggest question mark, but the Utes solidify the offense with 3 wide receiver transfers and 2 tight ends, along with some quarterback depth in the form of former 5-star Sam Howard. If the defense can come along, the Utes are the clear team to beat in the Big 12. So Cam Rising is that dude. Yeah. So
I'm going to split with DC on that one. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, because Cam Rising is just coming back this year. Guy, he's been out of service for a whole year, and it's going to take him at least a bunch of games to get back into game sync. There's a lot of things that he's not going to come back and play the way he played before he got hurt.
I agree with that.
There's going to be some differences in there, and each game, each team that he's going to play, they're going to play him differently. So he has to have that mental adjustment and stuff like that. He's been away for a while, so I'm going to split. I'm going to give that one to who is it? Oklahoma State. I'll go Oklahoma State.
Are you giving it to the Utes, or because you were just bigging up Cam Rising?
Yeah, but
you were just bigging up Cam Rising.
I'm saying because Cam Rising is not the same.
Oh, you're saying he's gonna have a down year.
He's gonna have some trouble all year.
Oh, okay. Peter Investor says his overall forecast for CU is 9-3 at best and 5-7 at worst, and 4-8 as a consensus. Okay, that's what's up, Stephen Investor. All right, so I would say with this, I'm giving it to Utah. DC, who did you give it to?
I gave it to Utah.
Give it to the Utah.
I'm giving this to Utah. I would say Utah is going to win this game. Utah is real tough. Like, even without, I don't know that they necessarily need Cam Rising. I think, for those of us who just got here, who just got to college football because of Prime, and for Colorado fans, the new Colorado fans, if you're not really familiar with football, the whole idea of we don't really know Cam Rising. We haven't really seen him play. So a lot of people have seen him play. For those who were in college football before, you would have seen him in the 2020. I believe he got hurt in 2022. So was it 2022 or 2021 that he got hurt?
I think it was 2022 because we sat out the whole 2023 season.
Right now, I will say, folks, probably just go take a look at some of his recent footage. While he does have the brace and all, dude is still dropping dimes, Harry. I mean,
he can play with 1 foot and still.
Dude, I'm telling you. And so I get it, and you have those injuries and stuff like that. But then you also have to sit back and say the question that, which we don't dig into it, and I ain't trying to dig too deep into it now, but it should do 100% from that back injury. We don't know.
Yeah. We don't even know that.
Right.
We don't know that should do it from that back injury. We don't know that he's 100%.
Right. So I'm going to sit here and say I believe he is, and I'm gonna roll with it. But I think what Willie's saying is true. It's valid. It's valid. But those first 3 games, I think that gives Cam Rising the opportunity to get back to game speed, because he's got several of them that I think North Dakota will be competitive. Arkansas not as competitive. Tulsa will not be competitive, and that gives him time to get some rest for Oklahoma State. But again, Big 12 got some good football.
Yeah,
I think Big 12, and if you're not trying to watch lopsided football like the SEC guys, if you're trying to watch some really good football, watch the Big 12 and watch the Big 10 and Big 12. I mean,
Harry, let me tell you something else. I can always get tickets to Bama games, and Bama gets like Middle Tennessee State and stuff like that. I said, man, I can get that stuff out of my face. Why would I go through all of that to go up there and watch somebody winning by 40 points by the second quarter? No, I'm not driving and spending half of my day walking around 2 miles like I'm back in the Army hiking all the way to go to a stadium for it to be over. No, I sit at home, and that's
Exactly.
how I
It's
like
like the
to.
Tyson fight back in the day. His early fights.
Dude, I remember one Tyson fight. I went to the kitchen to get some wings, came back, it was over. No, it was over. So no, I'm not doing that. But Big 12 football, I think I want to watch more of it, and I will be watching Colorado games because they're exciting. Truth be
Yeah, man.
told, certain SEC games, it ain't even worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I know, and this whole 12 team playoff situation is going to make it even more exciting now that teams are like, yo, you're going to get some team in the mountains somewhere like, yo, this is the shot for us to get in there. Let's get in there and cause some trouble. So all right, so we got them. We would say we got them at 3-1 right now. There are
Yeah.
three. So OSU is 3-1 right now, and then they meet Kansas State Wildcats. The Kansas State Wildcats. If you want to know the skinny on the Kansas State Wildcats, all of the little details. I mean, the smallest detail does not go unturned on the last video that I just dropped on the channel. All right, I went in and I even added some graphics on there to make it even more exciting this time. But yeah, the K-State. The K-State Wildcats. Anybody got any drop skinny? I mean, I'm full of it because I got so much. I just did a video on them. So y'all wanna fill in anything y'all know?
So Harry, Kansas State quarterback. I don't know how accurate he will be, but dude got wheels. I mean, dude can run, and he has good decision making. I won't say he always can make the drop the dime, dropping the ball in the basket, but as far as can take off and run, they got good runners, they got stuff. I am gonna have to probably give this one to Kansas State
Oh,
because
word.
because they just got a. I mean, you'll see.
Yeah. Another.
Hey, Willie, you did some research earlier. Do you remember your research?
Yeah, it's pretty much what DC said. The quarterback. I'm not too sure about his arm, but he's a runner. Can they handle the quarterback running a lot? But he's not. He had time to throw some good passes, but he just didn't have. When I saw them, because he played. Actually, I think he won MVP
Pop Tart ball.
in the Pop Tart Bowl. So, but because he was the leader and they won. But I'm thinking that I'll give this one to K State too. I'll give them. It's going once again. We're talking about the Big 12, the Big 12 again, guys. It's not going to be an easy win. You know how that movie with Eddie Murphy. What did Granny say? It ain't gonna be no easy win.
So
but I think they'll pull it out. Yeah, they'll pull it out.
go ahead, DC. Before I drop the skinny on some of these
Right.
people.
So the thing being part of it is because Kansas State has a good run game, so they can control the clock.
Sure.
Avery Johnson doesn't have to beat them slinging it all over the field. He can make measures. So as long as stays in his comfort zone and pass, but he can run. That's always going to make the game. I think that works in the dual threat works in Kansas State's favor. So that's why I'm going with it.
Okay. All right. So what? Basically, Avery Johnson is like he's that dude. DJ Giddings, the running back, he is that dude as well. These are just some guys for you to take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, K-State is like, they got their safety. So the marquee guys to look for when you're watching the game, you're gonna get Marcus Sigel, Brandon Mott. That's their defensive end. You got DJ Giddings, you got Avery, and you got I said Brandon Mott. So this game is not going to be one of those games where you can say, oh, it's going to be easy for Colorado. I don't know that any of these games are going to be easy, but the key guys are going to be your quarterback, Avery Johnson, your linebacker, Austin Moore, defensive end, Brendan Mott, safety, Marcus Sigel. So look for those key guys. If you want to watch some, I guess, some highlight reels on each person, you can do that. But those are the guys that those are the names that you're gonna be hearing most often when they start talking about when they're doing in-game stuff. So now,
Harry, can I have just 1 second?
Yes, sir.
I want y'all to listen. I know you didn't ask me to do this. I want y'all to listen to Harry. Harry's not coming over. Harry loves Colorado and loves Prime. Yeah. And that's his right to do it. But Harry is doing his research on every team. How many people do you think are actually breaking down the schedules and know who the other players on the teams are? So y'all, I'm telling you, is that there's a lot of content creators that know this, but Harry is doing his work on that to really see and understand what Colorado is facing and what the conference is facing. That's a great thing to be applauded, because a lot of folks will just stick with one thing or what they know, or they look at football in a silo where they just narrow in on their particular team. But this is one of those conversations that makes football worth watching, because all the stuff we're talking about now, it make you want to say, that's the game I'm gonna put on my schedule. I gotta see Kansas State and Oklahoma State, or I gotta see these games. So kudos to you, Harry.
Appreciate that, man. But
I agree with that. I'm not trying to cut you off, Harry. Didn't mean to do it, but I agree with DC on that because of your research and what you're doing. You're causing me to get up in the middle of the night and go back and do some research on a statement that I made last week. So if you the one with that week when we were talking last week and I picked Alabama, you're gonna know why I had to change my mind, because I went and did the research on it. And I'm going to agree with DC on that. For all those guys out there, the fans that are just making those crazy comments, man, do your research, do your homework. Go and look, even if you just look at some kind of video and make an assessment on it, but don't just jump out and say something. Okay, good, I'm done.
Yeah, all that softy stuff. Can we get back to work, guys? Appreciate y'all.
Yes, okay.
I appreciate y'all sentiment. I thank you for saying that. You know what I'm saying?
You inspire us, sir.
Thank you. But no, but I think DC makes a good point. At the end of the day, man, you enjoy the games when you actually know the opponent. You wanna go beyond bandwagon buff. You wanna go beyond a BWB, right? Coach Prime got you here, but what's going to keep you here? You feel me? So that's what I try to do with my channel. I can't really compete with everybody else. So I got my little lane that I'm in where I try to make sure I try to educate. That's what I'm trying to do here on this channel. I try to educate as much as I can about the opponents, about CU, and give you more information. So hopefully, this information the content is, some people like it. So it's not for everybody, I would say. But a lot of people like it, and that's why I'm still existing. So I take the little bit of crumbs that I get, and I just hold on to it. And hopefully there's more people that can find it that appreciate this type of information. But all the softy stuff we're moving on to. We have them at 3? We had them at wait. Did we say K-State? Did we give them?
Yeah.
Are they winning K-State?
Are they winning?
No.
K-State wins. K-State wins.
K-State wins.
K-State wins, so now they're 3-2. So they're going to September 28th, 3-2, and then they meet West Virginia Mountaineers. How do we have them before the bye? Are they 4-2, or are they going to be 3-3? We already went over West Virginia last video. We kind of delved deep into West Virginia. So are we giving them this game easy for O-State, OSU?
I think they beat West Virginia. That'll be a tough game, but it's a home game, so that they win that one.
Yeah. Yep, that bone-picking stadium is going to be rocking. I don't know how still that water is going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of ripples on that water. It ain't going to be still water. So I would say, yeah, I'll give them this game. I'll based on the information that we gathered last week, I would give Oklahoma State this game. Well, what do you think, Willie?
I agree.
All right, so Plymouth said Polymyth said West Virginia winning this game.
Polly is my dude. I love Polly's passion for Colorado and Prime. That dude is on it. I love it. Much respect to you, Polly. It's DC, by the way. Yeah, I don't think that West Virginia wins this game, but I definitely respect. I see Polly or some Polly about talk, and I respect Polly for what he does. Absolutely.
But you know what I wonder though? I wonder if Polly has like what data point is Polly going off of to say that to think that West Virginia wins this game? Like what does Polly see? Hey Polly, if you can type as much as you can, what data point are you leaning on that has West Virginia winning this game? Or what are their key components to their team that you've ascertained from last year, or even what you know about their team to say that they're winning this game? And let's give the people a little bit of information here. Give me a second. Just to remind us, West Virginia's key components. Wait, where am I at?
There you go. Pass it up. Go back.
I passed it already?
Yeah, go back. You passed it up. Yeah.
They are not top, right? They shouldn't be at that top, right? Wait.
I think they're in the middle. They're like number 6 or number 7.
Oh, they're 7. I'm not giving them that much love. I'm trying to scroll down to the bottom, thinking they should be further to the bottom. So let's see if this is what Polly's leaning on. The vibes have never been better during the Neil Brown era in Morgantown after a last place preseason prediction ended with 9 wins and a Mayo Bowl victory. The three-headed backfield of quarterback Garrett Green and running back Jaheim White and CJ Donaldson returns for another campaign, while the improving defense got another shot of talent. While the improving got another shot of talent. The ceiling for this team likely falls on both replacing NFL lineman Zach Frazier and whether Green can be more productive as a passer. Regardless, the floor is higher than ever, and that's a good place to be. So, Garrett Green, Neil Brown, and CJ Donaldson, I feel like there needs to be. Go ahead.
I'm familiar with Neil Brown. I went to Alabama State. I graduated from Troy, and Neil Brown was the coach at Troy before he went to West Virginia. Dominant. He did a great job. That is a great coach. He was on a hot seat last year, and they started putting some wins together. So I get what people are saying. That running game, oh my God, that is a two. They've got some serious, like I said, the three-headed backfield. It is true. The only reason I'm more so leaning to Oklahoma State is because of it's being played in Boone Pickens and Sideno area. Boone Pickens is big money. When you talk about schools with money, Oklahoma State is deceptive. Oklahoma State has a ton of oil money like none other. It's similar to Texas. Oklahoma State is also, hopefully I ain't having a senior moment, is Barry Sanders.
Okay. So Polly's saying West Virginia, UCF, Iowa State are the three sleepers in the Big 12 this year. They have a lot of talent that people are not talking about. I think West Virginia, UCF. You left Colorado out there too, because I think Colorado is a sleeper too.
Oh no, Polly thinks Colorado will win the Big 12. I think he's a 10-2. And Polly, you be doing your homework. I respect it. Again, I respect that.
Agree. Yeah, based on the dollar point or based on the dollar lines, I definitely see where Polly's going. West Virginia is a sleeper based on the information that we've been gathering. UCF is a sleeper. Iowa State, definitely yes. Iowa State is one of the biggest sleepers. So yeah, I definitely agree to that. Polly, you onto something there, but again, I don't know that West Virginia beats OSU. I don't know that. I don't think that they do based on the information that we have. So I will give a slight edge. It's going to be a good game to watch, and then I think what it's going to boil down to is basically who wants it more. At the end of the day, I think I think OSU has more firepower, and they're going to want it more at the end of the day. So that's why I'm giving it to them. Not that it's a cakewalk, but I'm giving them the edge because I feel like they just have too many weapons for West Virginia at this. Like if we were to timestamp it right now, like this season, they have too many they have more weapons than West Virginia does. So I'm giving it to them. Willie, how did you have it, Willie?
I'm going to go based on what I've just read. It's going to be a tough one.
Willie, can you get closer to your microphone?
Oh, that better? A little bit better there.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna pull with West Virginia on this.
Oh, so you're going with West Virginia?
I'm gonna go with Polly on this. I'm gonna pull with West Virginia.
Okay, so panel, chat, and so we kind of deadlock. Do we have a tiebreaker? Let's get one person or anybody else to chime in so that we don't have a lock. So we're gonna leave this one open until we get somebody else who may know these teams to chime in. Hey chat, if you can type in there, Warren Loans says West Virginia got a good QB, but hey Warren, do you think that the QB is good enough to beat? Can you do a tiebreaker for us, or KMS? Can somebody in the chat do a tiebreaker? Hold on.
Drop the link.
Hey Bishop, don't forget you got an email. If you want to come on, if you want to join the show, you got an email. Maybe you sent an email already and my phone has not updated, so that's my bad. So, all right, so somebody, we need a tiebreaker. All right, I say O State wins. Okay, that's the tiebreaker right there. So we're giving it to O State. We're gonna move on with O State. I mean, the data's there. It's not like we're just kind of like we're not just talking here, right? The data's there. O State is definitely a problem, and the data is there. The data supports the information. All right, so then let's see. All right, so O State at this point they are what 4? Hold on, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so they are 4-2 going into the bye, the return, and they play BYU. They play the Cougars on October 18th. I'm giving it to O State. That's an easy win for them. And I'm also giving them Baylor. That's also an easy win for them. What do y'all think?
Okay, I'll go with them. Yeah.
Shoot, I think the next three is the ones that they
I was going to say, that's also an easy win for them. Wow, TCU, that's also another easy win for them. Before they even get, and then they have another bye. and you know what? You know what's crazy? For us to just be so comfortable giving TCU now, you know what I'm saying? Just like TCU has fallen so low that now it's just easy for us to be like, oh yeah, that's an easy win. That is a sad day. That's a sad day, bro. Wow. It's a sad day when you can get like somebody who went to the championship like just in 2022 for you to be like, yo, that's an easy win for another team. Like, man.
So I got a question for you and to the chat. That when you look at the odds for wins, while they have Colorado at 5.5, they got TCU at 5.5. I didn't see anything in the portal no, I did see a couple of players, but I just didn't see that with this team. So I'm curious to folks say, do you think TCU would be at least a little better? I know they went 5-7 last year, but do you see any light at the end of the tunnel for TCU? Anybody?
The only thing, I mean, I can take it first. The only thing that TCU they had a low, you know, I guess for some odd reason. I don't know if they know how to pick talent because the people that they promote are right there. TCU promotes from within. So they had a young quarterback who was waiting, and then they kind of gambled on him, and they realized that he was a good quarterback. So now they're betting on him. But that was the same thing that went with Max Duggan. Max Duggan, he didn't win the job, right? Chandler actually won the job, and then Max Duggan stepped in. I don't know if he found his mojo or whatever happened, but apparently they got a quarterback now, but who knows? We don't know. But the only reason why we're saying TCU is an easy win for a lot of these teams now is just because of the simple fact that they fell off so much.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean that they're not going to be good again? Anyways, let's bring on a little bit of help. We got a couple of guys that want to join the show. Let's bring on Bishop. Hey, Bishop, thank you for calling in. I appreciate you calling in, brother.
Hey, appreciate big salute to everybody.
Hey.
Thank you for bringing on some more knowledge. I appreciate you. Let's bring on Warren G. Warren G, you're adding to the knowledge base. Thank you so much for helping us out tonight. I appreciate you, man.
Man, salute to everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat. Please like, subscribe, and share the content. Let's get them algorithms up. Let's go. Let's get it.
Salute to that. Hey, y'all want to answer DC's question? DC, you want to ask that question one more time?
Yeah, I was saying that y'all see anything, between the portal, between,
Oh, so DC's. Oh, okay, hold on. He just dropped off. Hey, DC, start over because you dropped out.
Oh, what I was saying is that when we look at TCU has anybody seen anything through the portal, anything as far as what they had as red shirt that they expect to come in this year and TCU be any better than last year?
Okay, didn't they lose their quarterback? I mean, not their quarterback, their coach.
No, Sonny Dykes left.
Okay.
No,
I'm not sure. I'm just asking. I thought
No. Sonny Dykes did not leave.
Okay. All right. No, I haven't. Ever since we kicked their butt, I just, they've been, in my rearview mirror. I'm joking, saying that jokingly. No offense to anybody that loves TCU.
Oh man, let's go ahead and get the skinny on TCU. Let me put this on the tape. Frogs fans have been treated for wait. Frog fans have been treated for whiplash over the past 3 years after sandwiching a trip to the finals national title game with 2 5s and 7 seasons. TCU never seemed to recover from falling to Colorado in one of the most watched games of the season and went 0-4 in one-score games. Sonny Dykes brought in another transfer class stacked with former blue chips, including Notre Dame, DL Nana, Osafo-Mensah, and Texas cornerback Austin Jordan. However, missing quarterback Josh Hoover this spring as a slight bit of nervous energy as TCU enters a defining season.
It was I know something that they was missing, but I mean that alludes to what I was saying earlier.
Yeah, documentation beat conversation.
All right, so TCU, but to answer your question, DC, yeah, TCU, nothing moving, nothing really happening major for us to have any faith in TCU. And I'm telling you, when we do these, unless they're playing Baylor and like BYU, they're playing BYU or Baylor. I don't know if I'm giving them too many games. So, let's see here. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now they are 8-3.
8-2.
8-2.
82, yeah. We gave them the last 7, 4 and 7.
All right, so
did y'all give them Utah? Y'all gave Oklahoma Utah? I came in the middle of some of the picks. So.
No. They're losing to I think we're giving Utah the game.
Okay. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're giving K-State the game as well. They're beating West Virginia.
Where's that game being played at? K-State.
K-State is Bill Snyder for Family Stadium.
Kansas City. Yeah.
So they're playing in Kansas, so they're going to be playing.
I'm going with Kansas. I'm going with Kansas with that one then.
You going with K-State on this one?
Yeah, and West Virginia. I got West Virginia because they got a nice little quarterback down there. Y'all gonna be pleasantly surprised when you see West Virginia quarterback, and you gotta understand that they got a nice line too. I mean, that's where them and no offense, but that's where the hillbillies go. I mean, that's where the hillbillies come from, West Virginia. If you ever roll through there, you'll know that There's some big boys up there.
But don't people embrace hillbilly? I thought hillbilly was pretty embraced by now, right? People like, hey, I'm a hillbilly.
I'm not saying don't embrace. I'm just saying that's where they at. You know what I'm saying? So
oh no, you
West
said no
Virginia gonna
offense,
get
but
some.
I don't think people would take hillbilly as offensive. I think
You never
hillbilly.
know, man. I'm 56.
Oh yeah, you
so
never know. You're right.
know.
You're right.
Hey, and also you got to remember Daniel Boone. That's why they call it Boone Pickens. Daniel Boone. Everybody know who Daniel Boone is? Or
The
maybe
you talking about the Ori Tycoon, the Ori Typhoon, or whatever?
No, Daniel Boone, brother. He was a mountaineer. That's why they called it Boone.
Yeah, but isn't Boone Pickens? Isn't Boone Picking an oil typhoon? Isn't that what I read?
Boone Pickens is the oil. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
But Daniel Boone was a mountaineer. He was a hillsman. He was a hillbilly.
But we agree.
But I don't think that the hillbilly doesn't take precedence over an oil typhoon, right? Is it tycoon or typhoon? Which one am I supposed to be saying here?
Tycoon.
So yeah, but and then also if you watch what's that show? Beverly Hillbillies, right? If you watch that show, they talk about Boone Pickens as well. Because remember they found oil as well in that show.
Okay.
All right, so we over here geeking out on our hillbilly information. So all right, so we're saying that they are 8-2, right? All right, they're 8-2, and then they meet Texas Tech Red Raiders. How do we see this?
Texas Tech got a nice backfield. That's gonna be tough. That's a 50-50 game for me.
Even though it's a home game for them?
It's a home game for Oklahoma?
They're in Stillwater. That's right.
Okay, well,
Texas
I
Tech.
give them the edge. I give them the edge over Texas.
Okay. So let's see. Let's put Texas information out there so people who may not know the Red Raiders, they can make sure that they get some skinny on the Red Raiders. All right, so Texas Tech is actually being preseason ranked number 9 in the Big 12. The Red Raiders failed to meet lofty expectations in Joey McGuire's second season, but Texas Tech quietly finished with a winning Big 12 record in back-to-back seasons for the first time since Mike Leach was fired in 2009. The return of running back Taj Brooks spurs what should be fun offense, electrified by the addition of 5-star receiver Micah Hudson, the top recruit in program history. Defensively, the Red Raiders have been solid under Tim DeRuyter. Close game luck flipped in 2023, but could flip again and get Texas Tech back into the Big 12 title conversation. So that is the skinny on Texas Tech, but I don't know that that's enough. They don't have enough firepower for OSU. Do everybody agree on that?
Brooke a beast. He'll take over a game. So, but I will have to go with Oklahoma State.
I'm going with OSU as well.
Hey,
DC.
Harry, I want to ask the question of is there any way we find out later, man, what they did in the portal? Did anything from the portal may have helped them improve somewhat?
You talking about Texas Tech?
Texas Tech, yeah.
Well, I mean, if anything in the portal, this is the information will be here. So keep in mind, like when they're ranking this, they're considering all aspects of their off season.
Okay.
So if they had any strong portal movement, that these are their key. These are their highlights. These are the key points.
Yeah, Brooke is their weapon, their super weapon.
Yeah.
Brooke is their best weapon.
If they have any key any key players, it was gonna be Micah Welch, Taj Brooks, and that's pretty much what they have. So, but I'm giving this game to Oklahoma State. And then we meet Colorado. Hey, DC, are you chiming in, or are you busy right now?
Yeah. So
How you have this
thing
game
I'm
with
gonna tell
Texas
you
Tech?
is that they got in 2 tight ends. Telling y'all, they got two. They got a 4-star Conyers out of the portal, Texas Tech.
Texas
So
Tech, yeah.
I would sit back and say that Texas Tech, because Warren G is right, Brooks is no joke. But have y'all noticed a theme of all these teams that keep talking about the running backs? They don't say that necessarily so much at the SEC where you hear a ton of running back talk, but you hear a lot of it in the Big 12. Almost all these teams we're looking at have solid runners. So this is going to be phone again. This is phone booth. Bishop understands it's phone booth football, and I think that Texas Tech. I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, but I think that's going to be a dog fight. I mean, and I would not be, like when you see 5-star receivers, when you get a 5-star receiver, that's something. You just got to have the guy that can deliver that ball. If they have that, that creates when you have a runner and you have a receiver that can go up there and get it. Like Randy Moss used to do back in the day. That just creates nightmare matchup model because you got somebody that can just go up there and get it. So that's going to be a tough one, but because it's in Boone Pickens, I got to get that edge to Oklahoma State.
Well, the question would be, how is the whole room? How is the receiver room? Because if we are picking up preseason that they got a good receiver, right? If Micah Hudson is the guy, right, and your DC is like, he's like listening to Harry B and TLP Sports Club. He's like, okay, so all we gotta do is just stop Micah, then we good, right? how is their receivers room? Because it can't just be one guy, right? We can't just have one good receiver. We got to have multiple guys in that room that can go up and get it.
Well, I mean, you're right. That they get. See, the thing you have to look at, let's use Colorado State. Colorado has a phenomenal receiver, and we have in Hunter. We've got Shepard. You've got Wester. You've got some people. So you've got some key people that have proven productivity. The thing is going to be being able to accurately distribute, with Colorado accurately distributing the ball with a very good supporting run game. These teams right here have shown you they can run and pass the ball because Texas Tech was in a dog fight. Oregon had to fight with Texas Tech to win. So that's the thing you got to look at, is that it's not to the point that you have those individual pieces. It's putting the pieces together to play as a unit.
Well, can I push back on one aspect of that? They don't have a good passing game. Most of it. Well, from my
you talking about Texas Tech, or who you talking about?
I'm talking about Texas Tech. I'm just talking about the Big 12 period. I haven't yet. Maybe a couple teams.
They're not known for passing. They're known for running.
Right. So. And maybe I should bag. No, I think we was talking about Colorado and compared to the rest of the team, rest of their counterparts. Yeah, the rest of the Big 12. I thought that's what he's making a comparison with. So I might have misunderstood that.
No, not all of it. What I'm sitting here because what I'm sitting here saying is that they've got some I would say that Texas Tech does not have the caliber receivers that Colorado has. So I'm using that as comparison.
Okay.
But they did add some pieces in that makes them function. When y'all hear me talk about it, it's not that I'm going to sit here and say that because they got a 1,500-yard rusher. So the thing that the tendency is to say, the tendency is to look at things like, I know Paula and I have been having a conversation in the chat to say, okay, like let's look at Oklahoma State with Bowman. The thing is to say, well, he had more yards passing than Shedeur, but he also had less TDs, 15 TDs, and 14. Not good, but you have to understand 3,600 yards is not. It's not light. So that means he's serviceable enough to throw the ball down the field, get you into the red zone, and then that's when it becomes phone booth football. Texas Tech can get you into a phone book football, but I don't. Their QB had 1,700 yards, so I don't see that dude being able to go up and down the field. But 1,500 yards as a running back takes a whole lot of time off the clock. So I would have to say that the thing I give it to Oklahoma State is because they can run, but they have a proficient enough passer. Again, I'm gonna tell folks like this: it's no knock against Colorado, but you don't have to beat Shedeur to beat Shedeur. If you've got a game manager in there that can make some key throws and you can run the ball and establish superiority upon the line of scrimmage, not saying teams will always do that, they can beat you.
Man, I appreciate that argument, but what I'm looking at, and especially in the Big 12, you got like 4, 5, or 6 teams that got those type of stats, which means that maybe the defensive side of Big 12 is soft.
I wouldn't say that. Based on the
information,
it's not that the defensive side of the ball is soft. It's just that everybody's so equal.
Well, I guess if you want to look at it from that point, yeah, you could take that. I can see you're looking at it half full, but as a CU, I'm looking at the glass half empty, meaning that if you got 4, 5, 16 with similar the same stats, meaning that the defense side of the ball is not up to what we've been playing against. So that's where, let me say it that way.
No, it's not that.
But then you can look at
I want to drop a line of caution. It is definitely not that.
My opinion.
Right, I get it. I understand, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands that's listening. It's definitely not that, because you just like you can read into anything, right? You should not read that into that, because when they say blue collar football, that's defense in the trenches. That's offense in the trenches. That's the Big 12. The Big 12 is really known for just hunker down blue collar football, where every is known in the trenches, right? So you can't read that the defenses are not that good in the Big 12. That's not a good read.
No,
but Harry, here's what be the telltale thing. If you look at the whole schedule, look at how many teams.
Whose schedule? When you say look at the whole schedule, whose schedule?
Look at the whole schedule of the conference. Look at the scoring of each team. Who scored? I mean, how many points were scored? There was a lot of points scored on teams that won games and teams that didn't. So in some way, the defense does have a little bit to do with it. It's not just hunkering down, you win 15, 14. There was a lot of points scored. And I think a lot of that was done too on the run, because they are run oriented. So you have to kind of look at, just go, if somebody can pull up the schedule, because I looked at the schedule one time, and this guy was scoring a lot. There's a lot of points being scored in the in that conference. So defense.
What are you comparing that to, though? Well, not with the Pac-12
point production.
Right, but what are you comparing that to, as far as like you saying there's a lot of points scored?
Well, based on the games that they played. Look at each team and who they played, how many points it took to win. There were very few that, they just won by one touchdown. They won by a bunch of touchdowns, at least 2 touchdowns.
Oklahoma State was good.
Right.
Hold on, guys. I think Polly wants to know how to get on the show. You emailed
that join TLP live.
Yeah, you email jointlplive@gmail.com, and that's how you get on the show. I'll send you a link and then you come on. So just email jointlplive@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link. I'll keep it up there for a little bit so you can take it down. But go ahead, guys.
So the thing I would say is,
no, go ahead, brother. Sorry, I mean, I was going to ask. Go ahead, Harry. I just wanted to ask you, if you're going to do the small favor, if you could pull up Oklahoma State 2023 games, and you can just look at the scores. You could tell that
It's right here.
based on yeah.
This is part of our talking points today. So I have it already.
Okay.
Which week you want to look at?
Everybody. Oh, okay.
So Oklahoma, like they're as far as like their biggest, what was the biggest score they had? What, 45? 48 actually. 48 versus West Virginia. They beat West Virginia 48-34.
They scored 40 against BYU and won.
So Warren G, was there anything that you were looking at that you wanted to support us put this up for?
So that was their biggest. That was their biggest game. I mean, far as scoring wise.
Scoring wise, 48. It looks like 48 last year was the biggest against West Virginia, but it was like 48 versus 48-34.
Okay, I see a 44, 27, 28, 39, 43, right?
Yep.
And some of the other games. And that's that's all I was saying. If you take this small sample and you go to Kansas State was another good team last year, right? If you go back, you'll see you'll see the UCF, they got a good running team. Kansas State, Kansas, you'll see that what they got the similar. I'm sorry, some of the similar.
UCF beat them 45-3 last year.
Right, they got a three-headed monster. But what I guess I'm saying is, the pattern to me is, you got 4 or 5 teams that got running backs and quarterbacks running for 15 to 2,000 yards, close to that, for 4 or 5 teams. And I'm looking at that being that the defense is not as stout on the other teams. That's all I'm saying. The more the focus is on offense, as far as our conference is concerned.
So okay, so if there is any narrative to draw as far as the Pac-12 versus the Big 12, the Pac-12 was known for quarterbacks. The Big 12 is known for running game.
Right.
Running because they have a lot of good running backs.
Yeah.
So the truth be told, like, can y'all hear me good?
Yes, we can.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing about football. We all talk about, Coach Prime talked about that, trenches. There are not a ton of trench players out there, especially on the defensive side. That's a different beast because you're looking at size and strength, and ain't a whole lot of humans made like that. So unfortunately, that gives the SEC and the Big 10 an advantage because they're able to go in there and take those guys, those monsters that play the line of scrimmage, where you can see those games that are, again, y'all hear me saying phone book football, like between the Michigans and how they play football. All right,
man, so you might as well go ahead and explain that whole phone book football
thing about it.
Yeah.
So basically, I know we don't use phone booth. Warren G will know exactly. So Willie knows, to a point, how a phone booth used to be. It would be this little rectangle-looking thing where you would go into the phone booth.
You talking about the Superman phone booth or the UK phone booth?
Like the Superman phone booth. Either one of those will work. And you go in, and it's so tight in that phone booth that it's pretty much, it's about brute strength when you get in there because you're so close. Maybe the strongest man generally is going to win in that one because you can't use speed or nothing. You have to use strength. That's Big 12. So what's going to happen in these games is, that's why people are giving some credence to Utah, because a lot of that's not just on Cam Rising being able to throw the ball, but it's that D line is a beast. Then you look at Oklahoma State has a very senior and stout offensive line. K-State's got a good offensive line too. So I get where Warren is going to it, but I also realize in this game of football, while there's more running, football's changed to more of a wide open. Um, some teams will pass to set up the run versus it used to be run to set up the pass. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
All right. So is there a consensus for Texas Tech either winning or losing?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got a delay. So we got Texas Tech losing this game, correct?
Yeah, I got them losing that game.
Yeah, I would say Texas Tech loses this game.
I say Texas
Stay
Tech
at home.
losing. Man, I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck is happening going with my internet, but
The devil's
I
a liar. The devil's trying to mess up with your good point. You're making some good points, and then the audience just keep messing up.
I know, but Texas Tech loses. Oklahoma State wins this one.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Here comes Colorado. This one is going to be a tough one.
Don't even ask Willie and Warren G. Don't even ask them.
Let's
You know we're going to just disqualify ourselves.
Willie got him going 12-0.
Colorado.
Yeah.
So Colorado loses.
Oh, okay. You got Colorado losing this one. All right.
Warren,
Right.
No,
That's-
Warren G, you
So,
can't do
so
that.
let me go.
What's your data point? What's your data point?
So first of all, I got Colorado going 10-2.
Okay.
I got them losing against Kansas, Jayhawks, and Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Last two games. One particular reason is at that particular point, we are actually going to be going to the championship. So we're going to be like 10. We're going to be like 10-1. And we may secure that last game. That's the last game. We already clinched the Big 12 championship. Because some of those good teams that we think is going to be up there, they're going against some Big 10 caliber football teams, which will give us the edge over them. So I think it's going to be us and Oklahoma State in the championship.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. I got a few questions there because we I don't know. We play them what? We play them November 29th, right? Yeah, we played them November 29th. So
last game.
All right, you know what? Let's bring Polly on. Polly's been busy in the chat. We can Polly can defend some of the positions he's had. Polly, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on your show, my fellow Liberian brother. How you doing?
All is well, man. I didn't know you were Liberian. Okay, that's what's up, Polly.
We're in trouble.
I'm Liberian, straight from the Pele tribe, my brother.
Oh boy, those Pele dudes are hard-headed, boy. I'm telling you. All right, Polly. So you've had a few. You've been standing strong on a few points that you've had. So right now we have let's see. So right now we are talking about Colorado and we just had what's the name? Warren G just defending his position for Colorado taking the L. How do you have this?
I have Colorado beating Oklahoma State. The thing is with my record was 10-2. First it was 8-4.
Okay, I'm 8-4 as well.
8-4 at the least. There's some games that are like up in the air, like the Kansas State game, even the Oklahoma State game, depending on how injured people are and stuff like that. But if we're just looking at the Oklahoma State game, if everybody's healthy, we're winning that game, right?
Okay, and what are the key moments or key components that you got us winning for?
I got us winning because we're going to be able to stop the run.
Okay.
Right? And our ability to not make mistakes on the offense, which is the complete opposite of Oklahoma State. Their quarterback, Bowman, he's a turnover machine, basically an interception machine waiting to happen. And you can't do that against Travis Hunter.
Okay.
You can't do that against our defense, especially with Shador on the offense. We will be able to stop the run. I see Ollie Gordon having like a Chuba Herbert. I don't know if you know who Chuba Herbert is, but he used to play for Oklahoma. And in 2018, he had like almost 2,000 yards rushing. And then 2019, once everybody realized that he was the carrier of Oklahoma State offense, they all focused on him, and then he ended up having like about 600 yards rushing, which is the same thing I see happening to Ollie Gordon. I see him having like 700 to maybe 800 yards, but the whole offense runs through him. Yes, I think DC Carson was talking about how Bowman is able to move the ball up and down the field, but there's no point of you moving the ball up and down the field if you're gonna throw 2 to 3 interceptions a game. Like, you can move the ball all you want, but the moment you throw the interception, the ball gets turned over, which is his problem. He's interception prone.
Okay, so his accuracy is not that great. He makes a lot of mistakes, and that's why that's I like the reasons. I think
can I kind of counter? Can I
you can
counter?
counter, but I like those reasons though. But you definitely counter, DC. Go ahead.
Before you counter, can I just say something?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is just gonna be my last statement, and then he can counter. I don't see. After doing like more research on Oklahoma State, I don't see them having a good season this year. I really don't.
Okay.
I didn't either, but I was going by with y'all, what y'all already the assessments that you already went with, and I was just going with that,
So, but hey, Polly, you said you had them. DC, 1 second though. You said you had them having a losing season this year. How?
Yeah.
Based on what though? Based on the fumble? Based on the interceptions?
Based on the heavy reliance of Ollie Gordon and the competition they're going to be playing. A lot of the teams they're playing have improved, especially on the defensive side. A lot of people are not really paying it. Okay, so last year, and it's so crazy, the conferences that Colorado goes in just so happy to become better the moment we get there. The year before, the Pac-12 was
trash last year, right?
Yeah, and then as soon as we get in there, the quarterbacks start going off, the defense start playing well, and all these things. And now I'm seeing the same effect after doing other research on other teams. I'm seeing the same effect happening in the Big 12. Last year, the defense for the Big 12, especially their run defense, was atrocious. But as soon as Colorado gets in, everybody's improving on their defense. They're switching their coordinators. They're bringing in players from the portals to stop the run, because everybody realized last year that they couldn't stop the run. This is why you saw like 1,000 yards rusher in the Big 12 last year. The main problems were stopping the run. And this is what a lot of teams did in the offseason. I know everybody's been focusing on Colorado, but a lot of teams in the Big 12 did the same thing Colorado was doing in the offseason, was bringing in more defensive players, especially on the line and in the linebacker areas, to stop the run. This is why I say I don't see Oklahoma State having such a good year that they have last year. Even if you watch them last year, a lot of the games that they won were like down to the wire, miracle. This fumble play happened over here. A lot of the games, even their team, their people would tell you, were luck. They wasn't expecting Oklahoma to win 10 games last year, but they came out winning 10 games because of lucky plays. But this year,
I felt the same. I don't know if it's luck, but I felt the same about Arizona. I don't know.
Even with Arizona,
the ball can kind of bounce your way sometimes, but I don't know if I would say it's luck, because they had to play.
Yeah, so if the ball bounces their way this year, because don't get me wrong, they were still scoring like 40 points even with their quarterback having struggles, right?
All right, so DC's ready to fry you. So DC's ready to cook you a little bit. So let's let DC cook a little bit, and then you'll come back.
Well, no. What Paulie said, Paulie has been doing his homework. It's like Warren.
Paulie got good information. I appreciate Paulie for his research.
Yeah, so the thing is that what he said about people keying in on Gordon, Gundy realized that. So what Gundy did was went in the portal, and he got a running back. His name is Trent Howland. He got him from Indiana.
Uh-huh.
That got 6'3", 240. He went and got another running back. Remember earlier in the show I mentioned he got one from Arkansas. He got an AJ Green,
Yep.
5'11", 205. And that so he got that and then what he also did was bolster up his line with the edge rusher. He got some and a safety. He got some of those things. So the goal was to take the carries off of Ollie Gordon and to be able to have some dynamic backs that you can just kind of stack them in there. So what Polly's saying in theory is 1,000% true. I can't argue against that. But to me, I think what I'm saying is a tribute, as well as he got a tight end that he brought in to be able to bolster his running. Because like last year, they were passing a lot, and that's why all those interceptions came in. And then once they got more into where they were running, and that's because Ollie Gordon wasn't doing what he was doing at the beginning of the year. That's when it shifted. So I agree. Do I expect a Bowman to win a shootout with Shador? Absolutely not. I don't expect any team to win a shootout with Shador Sanders.
I wish. That's what I pray for. I wish. Please,
any
please
team
do us a favor.
right, right. That would be it. Would be not wise. The same thing is that when Colorado played UCLA, their offense ran right into UCLA's strength on defense. It was like, no, you can't run it that way. So I I didn't give my pick on this game. I want to hear what people say before I say what my final pick is going to be. But Polly is accurate. I can't argue with him on that one. I'm just sitting there saying is that the Coach Gundy, did beef it up. And the last thing I will sit back and say is that I guess I'm gonna ask Polly this. You're saying that you have the depth at running back that can stop because if you notice with the stats, even with Texas and Oklahoma, nobody stopped these teams from running. Are you saying that Colorado has now in the trenches, as well as the linebacking core and enough back beefing on safety, which I do know they got a good one coming in, that they're going to be run and pass stoppers? And if you're saying they're going to be run and pass stoppers, I'm also going to ask you, are you saying they're going to dominate in man-to-man as well?
Okay, so there was 3 questions asked there.
Yes, yes.
But I think they're gonna be run and pass stoppers. As far as dominating man, I honestly don't believe we're going to be in man as much as people think. I think we're actually going to be playing a lot more zone.
I agree with Livingston.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And
I think Livingston got bad intentions.
yeah. I think we're gonna be playing a lot more zone and disguising it as man and sending more blitzes. And the reason why I say we're gonna do that because Livingston comes from the what is it called, the NFC North with Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Cleveland Browns, all in that division. So his defenses had to go.
I mean, what are you doing watching football? You're supposed to be watching soccer, my man. You got too much football knowledge, Joe. Where were you?
Bro, I stopped watching soccer, bro, since like 2010, bro. No, Baltimore is my team. That's how I know about.
Oh, we're rivals.
Yeah.
Oh, we are rivals. The Commanders. I can't believe I have to call them the Commanders, but we are rivals. Okay, I see. Yeah. So we right from the same area. That's what's up.
Well, the reason I got them losing against, I got Colorado losing against Oklahoma State. First of all, I believe that by then you get enough film study on that team, and this the last game of the season.
And it's at Folsom Field.
And I think that Oklahoma pulls it out. Not by a margin, though. Don't get me wrong, by a margin. I just don't think that. I think that we'll be somewhat. How can I say it? Coming. coming with all this hype because first of all, we did won 10 games straight.
Wait, this is keep in
That's why
mind.
I got 10-2.
Wait, you're saying we're coming into hype in this game? At the end of the season, we're coming in with hype?
No, just coming in with the fact that look, we 10-1.
So we're coming in with momentum then. We're coming in with that momentum and that hype.
But it will tend to have a little bit of letdown. Then teams at that particular time, if teams don't know what you're running, they're gonna have film on all of that. All the games that you didn't play, that's the last game. I got them losing it.
Okay.
But
all right, so you got us. Okay, so that's one. You got us. You got us losing. That's one. I think I'll go last. DC, you got to go before me. Willie, we're not even going to ask Willie because we know Willie's every game Colorado's winning.
Well, give me one shot at it. I'm going to.
Okay, all right, Willie. Let me take your shot, Willie.
Okay,
how do you have us winning? How you have us faring out in this game?
I'm going to agree with Warren G because I also have them going 10-2 this year. But I think I had somebody else in them losing, and maybe somebody else. Maybe Texas Tech is the one they should lose to. But I've got them going 10-2. And
but this is one of the games because don't forget you've been on the panel before and you've had CU losing before. So you got to be careful how you answer these questions. You can't just be going with people just for the sake of it.
But it was only two. I just don't. I think Texas Tech was one of them, and Warren G makes a lot more sense. But I'm going to still go with 10-2.
But you got Colorado losing this game.
Now I got Colorado winning this game.
But you can't go with Warren G. Warren G got us losing this game.
I got them losing this game, game.
Warren G's wrong. Well, did I hold back?
As long as we get 10-2, right? As long as we 10-2, we good, right?
As long as we 10-2, we gotta find another game to win here. We can't win them all and be 10-2.
If I'm wrong, then we 11-1. We 11-1 then. If I'm wrong,
we gotta go play. We gotta find a high school to play. we can't win them all and be 10-2. So I got us losing this game. Okay. I got us losing this last game because one of the elements that I have us losing for. It's the last game, and I feel like we're gonna hit a sour point in our journey this year. But I also have us losing to one of the games that we're supposed to win just because of college football. I think I've said that several times. I have us losing maybe a few games just from the battle wounds of college football. So my four losses have not been defined, and that's just because I feel like our journey this year, we're going to beat some teams that we're not supposed to beat. And we're gonna lose to some teams that we're not supposed to lose to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I have it. Let me bring on Humble B so you can answer this question. Humble B's, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you.
Hey, no problem, man. What's going on?
All is well. All is well.
Yes, sir, man. So
how well do you know OSU? That's Humble Bees. That's for you.
I'm sorry. Can you say the question again? I dropped you. I'm driving right now.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So I said, how well do you know OSU?
Yeah, OSU, man. I think they pretty solid. You know, I mean, I'm rocking with Colorado. I mean, even though I went to school at Texas A&M, both of my parents they went to Oklahoma State, so they go to games almost every year. So I know the team pretty well. Oklahoma State, man. The reason why, I think Colorado wins about 9 games this year. The reason why I say they'll probably lose to Oklahoma State for one is I feel like they brought a lot of their teammates back. I can't even I don't even think any of their starters declared for the draft last year. And the fact that they went to a pretty good bowl game last year, with them just bringing all that experience and camaraderie, and with the quarterback, he does commit a lot of turnovers. However, I mean, this is probably his 8th year playing college ball. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to graduate probably 2 years ago. But the fact that, he's pretty seasoned, he does turn the ball over a lot. But what people are not realizing, man, is Oklahoma, not only they got Ollie Gordon, can be potentially a 2,000 rushing running back, they got two stud receivers in Owens and Presley, man. I'm not sure if you guys have watched them a lot. You know, I do a lot of sports betting, so I bet on a lot of these guys' props and things of that such. So I like to pay attention to these receivers and running backs, man. I'm telling you, them receivers got dogs, man. So obviously Colorado has Travis Hunter and the other cat who they got it from a transfer, got a solid group, man. I just think just off of just pure experience. I got Oklahoma State probably just, getting them just the fact that, they're just a more experienced team. Like I said, everybody came back. Ollie had an opportunity to go to the draft. He came back this year. Both of those receivers, like I said, Owens and Presley, I mean, those dudes are dogs. So, it'll be a tough game, and it just kind of just, just to see, just to kind of just depends on how Colorado, puts everything together. They definitely improved in the portal. You got Shador Sanders, in my opinion, who I think is the best quarterback in the nation. So with that, you always going to be in the mix. They definitely upgraded with running backs. They got the running back that came from Ohio State, the running back from Arkansas. They got that walk-on that's pretty good. And, Colorado obviously has a deep receiving core. I really like that pickup that they got that receiver from. I think it was from Vanderbilt, I think. He was solid. So, it'll be tough. I mean, I want Colorado to win, but if I had to bet and say today, just based off of what I've seen, just off of both teams, go from last year and just now, I'll probably just get a slight edge to Oklahoma State. Like I said, I hope Colorado wins, but shoot them. Hey, them boys are serious over there, man. I like I forgot who was mentioning about that phone booth football. What I can see Oklahoma State doing is with those running backs being able to slow that game down. There was times last year where Colorado offensively, I know they got a different offensive coordinator, but there'll be times where they would just have these terrible plays and go 3 and out quick. And you're giving the ball back to these offenses, and they slow the game down. And next thing you know, it's a 2-possession game. And then at that point, it might be too late to come back. Not saying Colorado's going to repeat those same mistakes, but I think Oklahoma State can be the team that continues to move the chains. The quarterback can definitely move the ball. Depending on the scheme that Gundy has, not to put the ball in harm's way. But, I'm just saying, man, don't sleep on Oklahoma State. I forgot who said that they thought Oklahoma State would have a losing record this year. I highly doubt that. A losing record, there's just no way that would happen unless the quarterback got hurt, the running back got hurt, or something like that. Other than that, I mean, the floor for Oklahoma State, 9 games I think that's the floor for them. They got a pretty good. I got Colorado State, Oklahoma State, Utah, and Kansas. I got those 4 teams being the teams that could probably take it as far as the Big 12 goes. So that's just kind of how I see it.
You mean Colorado, not Colorado State, right?
Yeah, I mean Colorado. Yeah, Colorado.
Okay. So yeah, that was Polly. Hey, Polly, you want to defend yourself before I move on?
Can you go? Just looking at the schedule right now, I don't see them beating Colorado. I don't see them beating Texas Tech. I don't see them beating TCU. They have a chance.
Hold on, let's slow this train down for a second. What in TCU did you see data wise? What do you see from their offseason magic that you're seeing that you think that TCU is going to be OSU?
Okay. So the main struggle that TCU had last year was their quarterback play, and everybody knew that. Even that magical year they had, the quarterback that they were playing last year was their quarterback at the beginning of the year until he got replaced by what's his name that went to the NFL. That's how they had the magical year. So I even knew last year TCU was.
Is Max Duggan even still in the NFL?
He's probably like 3rd string or something, but I think he's still in there.
He's probably on a practice squad somewhere.
Yeah, practice or squad something. But Max Duggan had that magical year with them, and I knew last year that they were going to struggle because of their quarterback play, because that quarterback got replaced by Max Duggan for how
Chandler, right? Chandler got replaced because he got hurt in that Colorado game. Max Duggan came in, and that's how they won.
Yeah, but even before that, if you watch that Colorado game, he was struggling until Max Duggan came in, and then they won, right? I knew he was going to have problems. He's been having problems. So last year was a struggle with the problems with their quarterback play as well as their defensive scheme and defensive coordinator. Those two they replaced. They have a decent quarterback, and their defensive coordinator, I think he was at Boise State for like a couple years, but before that he was at Oregon, and he helped Oregon get to I think the championship. I forgot where they were in, what conference they were in, but he helped them get to the championship the year he was there, and they had like I think like a 10-2 record, and he also helped Boise State get like a great winning record as a head coach. And now he's coming to TCU as a defensive coordinator. He's very, very good. But a lot of people are not talking about that hire. So I think their defense is going to improve tremendously, and then their quarterback play is going to improve, which is that's all they needed. And they're going
So
to
let me help you out. Let me help you out just a little bit on that too. TCU, we had 8. Colorado had 8 one-score games, but our 8 games were like, okay, maybe it was 7 or 8 points or something like that. But TCU actually had 4 one-score games, and those games were like 3 points. It's like 3 or 2 points. So their one-score games, they have 4. They went 5-7. They won 1 more game than us, but they were in some games. So this might lend some credence to what you're saying, because if they have a field goal or 2 more points, they're easily like right up there. So I do see what you're saying.
Even with their bad quarterback play and their defensive coordinator last year that was just allowing people to go up and down the field, they were still close within games, and they were still putting up points.
That's right. So if you give them that 4, if you give them 4 of those games, they go 9-3. If you give them those 4 games, that's 9. That's a 9-3 season.
It's hard to recover after you.
I'm saying TCU is coming back this year. And again, like everybody's saying that, my thing is I just don't trust the quarterback play of Oklahoma. I believe in the wide receivers. I believe in the O-line. I believe in the running backs. But the problem is I don't believe in the quarterback to hit them or to not make mistake-free games. Even last year, if you watch Oklahoma State, the coach was trying to actually help out the quarterback by doing quick passes, slants, throwing the ball to Ollie Gordon out of the backfield, right? And then maybe once in a while he would try to throw deep to Owens, right? And he was trying to help out the quarterback, but at the end of the day, the man still threw 14 touchdowns and 15 interceptions.
But he also threw for 3,600 yards. I mean, again, I get that. I get the mistakes, but you don't just get 3,600 yards and you're a bad QB. You get 1,700 to maybe 2,200 yards. 3,600 yards gets you up in there of what people are throwing for Heisman.
Yeah,
so you have to consider that.
Most of his yardage was coming off of quick passes that the wide receivers and running backs were taking to the house.
Well, that was the same with Beck.
Right.
It was the same thing. But again, that's kind of what I'm saying is that I think the thing is that we're fascinated, and I'm fascinated by how Shador can get that deep ball down the field with accuracy. But you don't have to do that to win. Like, the thing I'm going to caution Colorado fans is this. Again, the kryptonite to Colorado's offense is the opposing team that has a good running game. And you got a bunch of them in there that will make it hard. Based on
last year's defense.
You're right.
If we're gonna say the good, we got to say that if we're
gonna say the bad, we got to say that. I was going to absolutely. Well, so what I would say is this. Well, I guess I'm not going to push back on anything Paulie. Most of what Paulie said, other than the fact of you can look at the 15 and the 14, but you got to look at that 3,600 yards thrown and 2,000 yard back. But I want to ask you this just real quick, rapid fire. Best going into 2024, like, and this is with Colorado. Everybody from the portal is here. Best DB group in Big 12.
Before you get into that, let's finish this thing. Let's finish this, and then we can continue the conversation.
Okay, let me give you my pick. I think Colorado loses this game. And
I think we got one person. Two. We got 2 versus 3, so that means that OSU takes it. So OSU goes. Polly, I know you got it. You got them, having a losing season. Mm-hmm. But based on the data does not support what you're saying. I think you're stronger. You're making a lot of good points based on the data that you're providing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You're making a lot of good points, but the data, I don't think Vegas would support what you're saying.
Yeah, I know Vegas won't support what I was saying, but other people on YouTube
Right.
support
The
what I'm saying.
purist, I think a purist may look at what you're saying and say, you know what, you got some good points, and you're making a lot of good points based on like real strong knowledge about the actual play on the field. But it would be interesting to kind of see how accurate you are based on what you're saying. But I think we have them
So, y'all
10-3.
You know what? Can I tell you the
Hey,
teams
I
they're
got one
gonna
more
lose
thing to
to?
say, just in response to Polly. You know, I know you
Oh,
were
go ahead.
saying that you felt TCU or Texas Tech. In my opinion, I think Oklahoma State will beat TCU by double digits, and I think they're going to destroy Texas Tech. Just to be my humble opinion, Texas Tech. I mean, they're to me they're a sub-average 500 team. It would just be anything can happen in college football, but the only way I see, especially Texas Tech, to beat Oklahoma State is if it's like a freak accident game where everything just goes wrong with Oklahoma State. Other than that, I just there's no way I see Texas Tech beating Oklahoma State. I just don't see it.
Okay, so that Texas Tech game for me is up in the air. I believe that Texas Tech is going to try to get into a shootout with Oklahoma State, and that's why I have them winning. But that game is 50-50 for me.
But
If
what is Texas
Oklahoma
Tech going
State
to do
plays
to stop Ollie though? They can
that's what I'm
slow the
saying.
game down and run the ball.
If Oklahoma State plays their game, they want to run the ball and then do quick passes. Yeah, that game can end up being a blowout. So for me, it's either going to be a
Right.
shootout or a blowout with Oklahoma State win.
And my thing, Polly, though, even if it's a shootout, Oklahoma State is way outmatched in Texas Tech offensively. Their receivers will destroy Texas Tech defensive backs. To me, it's not
Are you
close.
what year are you going off of? Humble. What year are you going off of?
I'm
Yeah.
going that the same squad that Oklahoma State had last year. They're bringing that same entire team with
But
beefing up
Texas Tech
some
was a
offensive
problem
line.
last year, though.
Yeah, Texas Tech almost beat Oregon last year.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just going based off the fact that the reason why all those players came back, they're obviously their mind is on a mission. They're trying to go all the way. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that Texas Tech is some scrubs or some chumps. I just think just across the table, if I'm just looking at their team, looking at their.
But when you said destroy, I don't know that you'll reach to the point of destroy. Now, when you say destroy, are you talking about like double-digit score?
I'm talking about at least 17 points plus. They gonna take them behind the woodshed.
I don't know if I can agree with that though. Not with the Texas Tech that the data point is not there. I mean,
I'm very
I don't know what you're seeing from last year and this year. I don't know what you're seeing.
Matter of fact, when that game happens, as long as everybody healthy, I'm going to Vegas and I'm taking an alternative spread of double digits. That's how confident I am. I just don't see Texas Tech. I mean, yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious.
One thing I would give to you is Texas Tech. When they play bad, they play bad. It's like nothing goes right. But when they're in the game, it's like they're one of the toughest teams to play. So that's why I have that game going 50-50. If Oklahoma State plays their game, I'm with you, brother. They're going to beat Texas Tech double digit. But the moment that game is close and it looks like it's a shootout, I'm giving it to Texas Tech because I don't think Oklahoma State will be able to keep up with Texas Tech when Texas Tech is in a shootout. Because I just don't trust our quarterback to not make the mistakes. I just don't.
All right, so at the end of the day, so Colorado has to meet these teams. Now, I don't know if it was Bishop or Warren G earlier that says Colorado and OSU in the finals, or the series, or whatever I'm doing is.
Well, so yeah, I said that. So the reason I said that, I went off.
Hold on. Before you do that, the reason why I'm doing this is we're trying to find a path to Colorado getting into that finals, right? So if Colorado is going to get into the finals for the Big 12, when you look at this game and when you look at OSU, we all got OSU beating Colorado, like for the most part, maybe with the exception of two people. I think Willie and Polly, right? Is that correct? Willie and Polly have.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right.
That is correct. Yeah.
So Colorado meets OSU in the finals, and when we say then Colorado loses the Big 12 championship to OSU, or if we got them, we got OSU winning the regular season, does Colorado take it in the playoffs?
Wait a minute. So, what do we have OSU record at right so far?
OSU looks like they're 10-2.
Okay.
They're either 10-2 or they're gonna be 9-3.
We take the championship. We take the championship though.
Right.
If it's
Humble, you got your
rematch,
camera,
we taking
okay.
that championship. We take that championship. If I got them both going, we take that championship.
Okay, so they'll lose the regular season game, and then when we meet them for the championship, we win the championship, and then we go to the playoffs. That's how you have it?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Exactly how I have it.
All right. So, Polly, you had a point you wanted to make.
Yeah, I don't even see Oklahoma State making it to the championship at all. I think who we're gonna meet in the championship is either UCF, Utah, or I would say Iowa State. Those are the three teams I see.
Yeah, Iowa State's a problem, man. Like from what I'm learning about Iowa State, they're looking like they're about to be a problem.
I'm telling you, a lot of people that be hopping on these shows don't pay attention to the Big 12. I've been trying to study the Big 12 as much as possible. There are teams out here because everybody's listening to the pundits, right? And the pundits most of them are going off of last year. What happened last year and some of these coaches that's been there, but they're not really paying attention. This is why you see now people are talking about, Colorado might win the championship in the Big 12, because a lot of people the last couple months have been paying attention to the maneuvers that the Big 12 that's taking place in the Big 12, and they're seeing these teams that was at the top last year and winning these 10 games and having all these running backs. They might not do the same. They're probably not going to do the same thing because there's a lot of weapons in the Big 12 that we as Colorado fans don't even face. Like Iowa State team is a sleeper.
All right, let me get this on tape.
This is the problem. This is the problem with Iowa State. They play
before you do the Iowa State. Let me just put this on tape real quick. Let me let everybody know that we got Arizona. We got Oklahoma State, guys. That was number 4. Our next team that we're going to be looking at is going to be the Arizona Wildcats. The Wildcats were one of the most underrated stories in the country last season, jumping from 1-11 to 10 wins in just 2 seasons on the arm of quarterback Noah Fafita. But he was not even the starting quarterback for those guys. And then the receiver T. McMillan, I'm just going to call him T. McMillan. If Coach Jeff Fitch and the full roster return in 2024, which is not, the Wildcats might rank number 1 in the league. Still, even after a few key losses in the transfer portal, new coach Brent Brennan has Arizona sitting in a great spot to contend for the conference. So that's going to be on Friday's show. We're going to be going through Arizona's schedule, and we're going to be doing it. So if you want to get a jump start on studying Arizona's key points and the key components that's making their team better or worse or whatever, you can get a jump on for Friday's show. I'm sure that show is going to be a special show because I don't believe when it comes to this whole thing. I think it was a Cinderella season last year. I'm not on the Fafita train, just like Nebraska.
With you, brother.
Just like Nebraska, I'm not on that Ravioli train, and I'm not on the Noah Fafita train. I personally don't believe that he's like that. But hey,
I'm gonna caution you as you're doing your research. You might want to go take a look and see what they got coming in the portal. That's what I'm
I already done that. You know we already done that.
I know you have. I'm saying to the other folks is that you want to go and do not skip that when you formulate your analysis of Arizona. Don't do that.
Y'all get a jump on that. Get a jump on that. But y'all make your points so we can close out because the less hours on this show, the more people watch it.
Yeah, I want to close out on this point. The problem with some of these other teams, they play Big 10 teams that's gonna run them, that's gonna run through them. That's the problem with that. Their schedule puts them out of the contention for playing in the Big 12 championship because of who they play. Oklahoma, if you look at their schedule, they got a nice soft schedule. They don't have too many big names that they have to go over to Big 10 and mess with. Like Ohio State, they have to mess with some Big 10 boys.
You said Oklahoma or Oklahoma State? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Oklahoma State. They got a soft schedule compared to Iowa State. Iowa State got a tough. They got a tough schedule, and they going to get some big boys, which
this is kind of a soft schedule. I see what you're saying. You got Baylor, Arizona, TCU.
We got a tougher schedule than they do.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so DC, you were gonna say something earlier. Do you still want to? Was that music you were? Did you just hit a chord? DC, your audio is like it's doing something weird tonight.
Yeah, computer love.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're back.
All right. So what I want to ask Polly is that just real quick, you don't have to elaborate. You just say a name. Big 12 DB room. Who has the best?
Right now, I'll put Colorado number one. I might.
No. That's all we want. As far as linebacker room, Big 12, who's got it?
Linebacker. I'll probably go with Kansas State. Either Kansas State or Utah.
D-line.
I would say us.
Offensive line.
Colorado. Don't say us. Say Colorado.
Okay, my bad. Colorado with D-line.
Offensive line.
Offensive line, I would say Oklahoma State.
Okay. Running back room.
Running back room, I'm giving it to UCF.
Okay. And coaching.
Utah. All day.
Utah, bro. Utah. Yeah. That's
golly.
I'm a believer. Humble man. I want to know, Humble Beast. I want to know who you think is the best coaching staff in the Big 12.
So
what with the whistle?
See you all day, baby.
I know, right?
So the best, man. Okay, just off of it, man, it's tough. So I'm gonna say, man, I gotta just say one, right? I can't just say one. This between this team and
don't sleep on Sonny Dykes either, yo. Sonny Dykes is a monster when it comes to coaching.
Man,
that's TCU.
He said coaching staff. He said coaching staff. He didn't say coach. He said the staff.
Man,
the whole thing. You want the whole thing?
Yes. If you look at all of the whole entire staff, who do you think has the best coaching staff in the Big 12?
People even go that far though. Besides Colorado, do we even know?
Yeah, we can't because, on paper, as far as the names and the experience of the NFL coaches that have at Colorado, you could say, oh, Colorado, but we haven't seen them put it all together as one. So by default, I can't put them in the mix. So for me, man, Kansas State, they've always had a great coaching staff. I like Utah, UCF as well.
You got to throw TCU in there, man. I'm telling you. TCU.
Man, I don't know, man. I ain't like what I saw from them. Like I said, we can't go off of last year, man, but I'm just saying, man, I don't know about them, dude.
Sonny Dykes just re-upped. He realized what happened, and then first of all, you start with Sonny Dykes, and then you bring in the guys that he brought in. They got to be at least top 5 best coaching staff in the Big 12.
So let me tell you what. Go ahead.
You're saying you see what I see with TCU. Me and you on the same page there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let me. I see it too. So let me just say that. At first, I want to say, Warren G, Polly, I've been seeing y'all making your points. I love the passion. Even if y'all hear me push back against you sometimes on some stuff, it's all love. We're talking football, so please understand that it ain't no hate.
DC, you know what I would like? I would like Phil to join this. I wish Phil was on this panel right now, man. This would be like back in the day back in the early days, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so that's what it is. I respect the community. I want y'all to understand that. I really do. I like to have football talk. If I come in,
whenever he starts like this, he's about to drop a bomb. Go ahead, DC.
Oh, I got one. I'm gonna drop it, but then but guess what? I'm gonna pass out lollipops afterwards. So
You gonna pass a pacifier? Pacifier.
this is the thing I want because humble beast and I probably look at football. Well, just by listening to him, we probably look at football very similar. I want to say this. The reason why I bring up the coaching staff is that understand this. All these coaches have played each other for quite a while. Colorado staff has got to go in and learn all of these staff's tendencies. Every last one of them except for
That's a good point.
Arizona, and they have to understand Arizona and Utah. So you have to consider is that when it gets down to the minutia, that last second call, that stuff of looking at tendencies, that's part of why the SEC goes through what they do because they're so familiar with each other. So when you hear me say something about Colorado, it's to a point where it's not that I don't think they have a great team. It's to a point your staff is not now. Mine, it goes the other way. It does because we saw that in TCU's game where nobody knew what Coach Prime was going to do. But you got to look at these teams know tendencies and they know each other. So always keep that in the back of your mind when you're going. Do I really know? Does my staff? Because that's the thing about it. If they're all NFL coming in, that means they might not have been watching a ton of these teams play because they've been NFL focused. So I think my thing is I think you cannot underestimate Gundy. You cannot. And this is the team we talked about. Though I do think because
there's a new sheriff in town. You want to know his name? It's a new sheriff in town. You want to know his name? Coach Prime.
Coach Prime. I knew you about to say
Yes, sir.
Hey, we love Prime.
That part right there, D.
Gundy
Yes,
a real
sir.
vet, man. I'm telling you, Gundy a real vet.
But don't you know these guys been playing football? The whole thing is about football. Football is the same all over the world. It ain't like
not necessarily. No, I got to disagree with that because check this out.
If you want,
because check this out.
Football.
Not necessarily because you got to look at it's that when the whole game is checkers. One of the things that made Lane Kiffin very skilled at what he did is because his unpredictability. You would think he would do one thing and he turned around and did something else. So that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to be afraid of those old school coaches, man. Those guys that hunker down, they'll beat you. They'll beat you off of just sheer style of coaching.
Right,
They're not playing no games.
Right, and Gundy is one of those coaches. Not so much Whittingham, but Gundy is one of them. But great show. Thanks for letting me on, Harry. Enjoyed the panel.
Man, for sure. Hey, who was next? Warren G had his talk. Polly, did you finish your thought? Because I know you were going down the line of a couple of guys.
I'll just finish my thoughts over here. When I evaluate the Big 12, I'm looking at everybody at their best, right? And that's who I'm putting against Colorado. No injuries, like everything's going the best. And that's how I came up with my record. And looking at some of these teams in the Big 12, I think Warren G had a good point that some of these other teams, their strength of schedule is going to impact them not even making it to the championship. Though their team as a talent is insane, their strength of schedule. And I think, honestly, people are underestimating the strength of schedule of Oklahoma State. And I don't think Oklahoma State is up to par with some of the teams that they're playing. That's why I don't see them going to the championship. I see UCF, Utah, Iowa State might make it there with us. But yeah.
Oh, let me ask you a question before you go. Let me ask you a question. When you say healthy, what percentage of health are we talking about? Are we talking about what happens? Shador goes down. What happens if we lose some key guys on that defense? Right now, even Shiloh's not healthy. So what happens if we lose Shador or some key guys on the defense?
I'm gonna be honest. If Shador goes down, we're done.
Yeah, we're done, man.
Don't even think about
we're not surviving, man. At that point, we're surviving. We on oxygen. We on life support.
Shador has that much pull on this team. That if he goes
Yes,
down, we're
sir.
done.
Yes, sir. That's like
This is
Tom Brady
ability.
going down.
This is his mind, his ability. Not even like because we already said Shador can play through injury, but his ability to be able to check out of plays, to be able to know where his wide receivers are, like that's the difference maker between him and the next guy behind him, right? They don't have that. I'm gonna be honest. Staub don't have that ability. I think Staub is the type of player just like the QB at Oklahoma State. He's able to make his read and throw the ball to where it's supposed to be. But the ability to really evaluate the defense, I don't think he's up there. So if Shador goes down, we're done. I would say,
Yo.
honestly, if Shador goes down, put Walter in and run the ball.
All right, so Tennis, your final thoughts, man, so we can get up out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank
Coach
you,
Prime is
guys.
gonna win. Coach Prime is gonna win, and we all okay. We out of here.
If Shador gets hurt, Saab or either the other guy's gonna come in and they're gonna manage the game just like they're being taught to do right now. We're not gonna be surprised. Somebody get hurt.
Because that's pretty
next
much what
man
every
up.
other
And
team
I
is doing
think
right
that's
now is
what
managing
CU
the
is
team.
prepared for. All right, he gets hurt. Boom. Next man up. You gotta be ready to play. Now I'm going with that. Now I know all of the other stuff that could probably happen. You guys are probably right. But it's still next man up. Can you handle it? And I believe we got some guys back there that will do adequately. No, they may not be Shador, but it will work adequately with the when you look at the competition of the whole team. If you just Shador can't do it without the line. Okay. You can't do it without the defense. So all those guys got to be in place in case Shador goes down. We got some game managers back there, and that's all we really need: somebody to manage the game, and we win.
I can't wait till the season starts, boy. I can't wait to see all of the different narratives. What if this happened? What if that happens? How if Coach Prime ready is everybody ready? Is Livingston even gonna is he gonna be up to the task? We don't know. But anyway, Humble Beast, I don't know if you had your last thoughts. What's your last words, man?
Man, my last words, man. I do hope Shador is healthy because I think like Tennis said, next man up. But man, Shador, man, he's the rightful owner of this vehicle, which is the Colorado football season. So as long as he stay healthy, he got to stay. I feel like they'll compete. They got a good shot. I hope they win the Big 12. I really think they made the additions, but it's just about everybody just put it all together and just back to what DC was saying. Even going with Mike Gundy's staff. Think about it. This is the first year where they're really big bro in the Big 12. It's usually Texas or Oklahoma Sooners. This is the first time those guys are no longer in there. So in their eyes, they're like, we the big dogs, we the big bros. So, it's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be competitive. But I just really hope that, like I said, Shador stays healthy. And, as long as him and Travis Hunter can stay healthy, I think, they got a good shot, to get that Big 12 championship and punch it into the playoffs. So,
yes, sir.
What else is up, man? Hey, man, Humble Beast, Warren G, Tennis Channel, DC, Carson, Music, Polly, thank you for coming in, guys. I appreciate you making this show a success tonight. Thank you so much for coming on, guys. I will see y'all. Hopefully, I can get some more guys to come back on Friday when we have Free for All Friday. So you guys have a good night, and thank you for joining Monday Night Football. Peace out.
No problem.
Thank you, guys, man. You guys are awesome, man. All you guys are awesome.
All right, guys. Have a good night, guys. Take care.